So what's going on, families? Just Elwin here. Want to do a little webinar today because I know a lot of people have been asking about the twin position trading, and I wanted to go over it, but more than that, I figured we can go over some setups because we were trading Asian session last night. You know, especially in the Unity chat, we really love to get in there and get in the Asian session, you know what I'm saying? So I was gonna show some setups from last night, and then I'm gonna go over how I managed my trades, because I know a lot of us one thing we'll struggle with is managing our trades to where we move our stop loss, when we take profits, when we take partial profits. It's this whole thing where you bust your ass to be on the right side of trades, to have the right analysis, and to manage your risk properly. And then you find yourself moving to break even and getting stopped out. And then you come to this point, right, where you say, you know what, I'm just going to take some pips, because what happens? Price goes 10 pips in my direction and then it reverses. And I'd rather just get the 10 pips. So what you do is you take the 10 pips and you close. And that time that you close is the time price shoots 150 pips up in your direction. And you're looking stupid because you took 10 pips and you left 140. Emmy said that's his whole story. So something I picked up along the way studying with Mark is actually something he put me on to, and I just really ran with it. And you guys know, like, I'm a creative dude. Like, I like to express myself in a lot of ways. You know, I make up acronyms. You know, me and Human sat there and made up all the DMA lingo. Just something I like to do. So being creative in your trading, you know, it's good when you're trying to crack a code and figure out a trade. But when it comes to your trade machine, that trading plan, that plan you put in place that it's going to run itself, there isn't going to really be room for creativity. It's going to be pretty cut and dry, pretty systematic. The whole point is making your trading plan as objective as possible, right? Now, we all know we want to be objective, but at the same time, we say we want to be like water. The market is fluid. Fluid, like, you know, it can go either way. It can pull back at any time. We can have whipsaws. We never know. So we want to go with it. So the whole concept of twin positions, which could be triple positions, quadruple positions, it doesn't matter. The whole point is to have multiple positions of the same entry on a trade, so you can manage your risk accordingly. You can take profit on one, you can trail one, you can move one to break even. You essentially are giving yourself more flexibility within the trade. Now, let's just actually go on the charts and show this. It'll be a little easier than just talking about it. Let me check the chat and see how we're doing. Okay. Awesome, awesome. What's up, Caleb? So I'm going to start with AUDCHF because it was actually a trade where I was looking for a potential reversal, but, you know, I never know with the reversals if it's just, you know, like a breakout trap or a retest to a liquidity pool, and we're going to continue along our way. That's the whole game, right? So we developed the entry method that allows us to basically get what the market gives and secure at the same time and give room to breathe. So let's look at this move. This is AUDCHF. Is actually a pair that I shorted last night, right? So it wasn't the strongest setup, I'll be honest. And I really just saw the price come back to this liquidity pool. And I'll tell you right now why I think this wasn't the strongest setup. And then we'll go over to NU, which I'm actually still in right now, which was a stronger setup. So why I say this wasn't as strong is because look, yeah, we have this peak area here, and we'll get to the twin position in a moment, but we always, we always going over structure. That's what we do. So, we got to this area, we worked above it, and we aggressively shifted away from this area, right? So this actually happened on quite a few pairs and went crazy on Euro pairs. We saw this yesterday, this kind of like this whipsaw. But even though there was an aggressive shift out of this peak, we never really left this area, So that told me to be wary, be cautious on this one. And look how it staged right at this trend line that was previously drawn. Or no, we may have just drawn it, I'm not sure. Either way. So look, I'll show you where I entered and how I managed my position. So as we know, I'm an ECR trader, so I need to wait for my ECR. So let's throw our DMAs on the chart. They're loading up here. So right here, we had our DMA cross. Sorry, I was plotting moons earlier in the week. Let's make that red. Cool, cool. All right, we're plotting. That's our DMA. So let's see here. I got in around right on this blue candle here. I'm gonna get rid of the DMAs momentarily, just so my candles can expand. Oh, actually, it doesn't matter on this one. All right, so as you know, I'm always looking for, that's signature trade to me. And yeah, we had these wicks here. People can see that as a W, but I like to keep in mind that this can simply be fake support, right? And we broke out of that wedge. And this was the retest seller trap right here. So when I saw this happen, I was actually up with Mark. When I saw how this came back and tested, I actually knew that that's how a seller trap plays out. And I wasn't thinking to buy because that's not my setup. But what I did was take profits around here. So we had two positions. We entered both here. We experienced a little bit of drawdown. If you want to call 5 pips drawdown, okay? We came back. Price shifted to this area. When it came here and pulled away and started to play around here, okay, I closed one position, taking 10 pips off the board when I had 2 positions open. My initial risk was I think it was about 7, 8 pips. So technically I didn't get a 1-to-1. That's not ideal because let's say I had a 5 pip stop loss and it hit 10 pips and I closed one position. That's a 1-to-1. 2 positions with each a 5 pip risk, securing 10 pips on one position. That's a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. So I actually got a little less than that on my first position. However, I had a second position. We call this our free runner. We're letting it ride, move that break even, as we like to say. So that position, it was still active, and I closed it around here as well. So I closed it at a different time, and I secured 10 pips off of it. I secured a total of 20 pips. Actually, I think it was about 25, something in that area. Nevertheless, it superseded my 1-to-1 risk reward ratio because overall I was risking about 14, 15 pips, and I secured a little over 20 on this position. So this wasn't a sexy trade. I'm not a huge fan of CHF pairs. Their setups look so beautiful, but it's like the pip count is kind of bad. So I was I wanted to show y'all this example because this is how you can manage a trade where it could simply be something that just stops you out because you didn't manage it, or you left it at, you never moved to break even and you ended up -10, or you moved to break even and you never secured and you ended up +1. So the best way is to secure at certain risk reward areas, levels. So where you secure that 1-to-1, but you can also, what I recommend is paying attention to nearby zones where price previously went, okay? Because that's where price is going to react to a lot of times. And especially if you're using these scalp entries, you want to be aware of that. So, I mean, that's also where you should be anticipating price to specifically, or, potentially go to. So it makes your trade stronger when you see a zone below you. You know what I mean? You don't want to trade when there's no area price may go to. I mean, I don't want to say you don't want to trade, but for our setup, I like to see a nearby zone where I could take price to, either take everything off the board or see how price react, see if it break, and continue to trail. Now, let's go over to a different pair that I think I'm still in right now. Let's see. We'll go to NU, and then we'll go to GJ. Okay. Okay, I'm still in this for sure, for sure. All right, so we had a beautiful setup on NU here, right? So we've been going up. Well, first off, let's zoom out even more. And I'm actually gonna see about holding this over the weekend. I don't think I've ever held over the weekend in my trading career. I don't think so. So I'm gonna try that. Let's see what happens. Not with a full position. I've already taken a majority of this trade off, but I'm gonna give holding for a longer period to try. So we've been in this downtrend. We peaked up here in the summer, July 22, downtrended all the way into September, the beginning of the month. Now, for the whole month, for the last 12 days, we are in a clear uptrend. We came to this area here where price had previously showed support, then resistance. Now, once again, showing support. So that's in what we call the SR trap, or the support resistance trap. Then once we got here, like I said, we're always going to go over the structure. Then we'll get into the entry. I hope I was recording. Yep. All right. We got here, bounced off this area to induce buys. And then you see started to trap sellers as well, because a lot of people do, they're not only are buyers being induced, but sellers are being induced as well. A lot of people buy M's. A lot of people, sell M's. A lot of people sell off a previous high, like we discussed in the academy yesterday. So people are selling off here, selling off here, selling off here, selling off here, selling off here. And where do you think their stop loss is going to go? Above here. Okay. Check the chat. Yep, still in NU as well. Awesome, awesome. Yep, so price is gonna go right here. So stop losses are gonna go right here. So what do we see? Tap, tap, tap. This also gives people, they start to even draw these trend lines like this. So, this can give you more confirmation to sell. And that's why I like to just wait for that final induction to stop out the people that somewhat got it right, that know the right direction, but don't didn't wait for the induction, right? Because it's not just about knowing which way it's going to go. We've all been there where we say, oh, I knew it was going to go that way, or, oh, it stopped me out and it went that way. You know, that's the whole fucking point. Like, not getting stopped out before it goes the way. You know, there's two options, up or down. I'm not trying to be a dick, but I say that to say, like, it ain't about knowing what's going to happen. It's about getting in, managing your position, and seeing what happened, and just using all your knowledge to get a good one, you know, to get the best trades you can. So as you see, we drew where the stop losses would potentially be. Price came right above, about 7 pips. So it's not a lot of pips on something like NU. So, I mean, if you had your stop loss 20 pips above here, 15 pips above here, you would have survived this if that's the setup you're looking for. Now, something like a pound pair, you were more prone to see like 25 more, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we've been down 75 pips since the peak here. So what do y'all know about my setup? Very similar to Brandon's setup. I'm a direct descendant of Brandon's trading. But what I always say is I like to wait for the clear shift, right? Now, we didn't see that on AUDCHF as much. And this didn't pull away too far out of the range, but it pulled out of the range. Okay. Price had not been breaking this area. And it finally did. And then it just played around here. This is my setup, my textbook setup. You'll often see this little weak micro trend, which played out during Asian session. And, you know, if you were to get in maybe like right here, let's see if you got in a little early on this hour, you know, 10 pips still survives. Let's see if you just got in at the very low. Like if you just bought right here, let's see. You almost would have survived even if you sold at the wrong possible time. Let's see here. Canoe. Can you at Cat CHF? Yeah, give me a minute, bro. All right, so see what I mean? Showing that trend, showing you the stuff we talk about all the time. Price playing off this, so people can buy off this. But what I see is, what I always see is, it's an M. It's not pretty at all. It's in consolidation, but that is an M to me. We can go on a lower time frame, see if the pattern gets a little clearer. See, I was not bullshitting. Don't it look like an M now? Don't it look just like the peak? Let's go on a 1 minute. After a while, for people that are just getting into this, put in the time on the chart, you're just gonna see it. See? Same thing. So, say you were trading the micro and you, let's say, hang on. I'm about to show you something cool. So this is how you can get the best entry with 0 drawdown, where you can use a 2 pip stop loss, you know, risk a standard and it'd be $20. So, you know what we were saying about, you know, on that 1 hour chart. Now we're on the 1 minute chart, and You know, we have an M right here. And what do we say? You know, price gonna come one more time. So this does a lot. This, come on, I'm in my flow. This does a lot right here. So one, it's tapping. Three taps. Then look, we break above this. 1 pip. But it did break above the M, right? And then we're out of there. So let's get down to the twin position managing. It's hard to just get right to it without explaining the whole story, guys. All right, so let's go ahead and clear up a couple of these things here. Hope y'all see that. If y'all wonder how you get a snipe entry and you use the 1 hour, the daily down to the 1 minute, that's how you do it. All right, so but you got to be stalking your prey to do that. So I think I sold this buy candle here, which would have been the second leg of the M. And like we said, price came back. The best possible candle would have been this one. Anyway, I mean, I'm not gonna beat myself up about being that perfect. But so what happened today was price shot out here. And I think I was basically like sleep. I think I was asleep when this happened. And then I moved to break even. And then let's see, it was around here. So price shot down here. And then price moved back here. And then played around here. So at 25 pips, I closed my first position. Okay. These were at break even. I had maybe, I'm not sure, I think I had 7 pip stop loss. Yeah, it got me above here, 7 pips. So securing 25 pips with a 7 pip stop loss on 2 positions, I needed 14 pips secured. So I got an additional 11 pips plus this free runner that is of same value to the first position that was closed at 25 pips. So basically I have 50 pips. I mean, you can look at it however you want. But point is, I secured my risk. I secured my bag. And you want to know the best part about doing this is once you secure your bag, my God, the way you're going to feel, the peace that you have, just knowing that you already secured your risk, secured your bag is amazing. You're not even going to care about this trade. If you didn't take anything off the board yet, if you didn't even move to break even, or even if you did, you're going to keep checking your trade like, oh, should I take it now? What if it come back? Like I said, I didn't even know what this was doing, and I don't care. I really don't care because my bag is secure. Now, if you rock with Brandon, you're part of Unity. I know we have a lot of Unity brothers in here. You know, you could just trail as well. So you could, this whole time, you could just keep moving along to this HDMA, to this 48 EMA, and you would be fine. If you move to the green, you would be fine, okay? So I say this to say there's multiple ways to manage your trade. Give me this. Ow, my cat just scratched me. Motherfucker. Okay, sorry guys. There's multiple ways to manage your trade. And I like the twin positions because I like to take positions off the board. And I mean, you can keep it real simple. Keep that, oh, I secure 1-to-1 and then I let the other one ride. Or you can get a little more in depth with it. Like on the AUDCHF, I showed you where I got about, I didn't get 1-to-1, but I got like 80% of that. And then I came back for some more, but it was based on the price action, based on the zone. And on this one today, I got 1 to 2.5 before I closed anything, because based on price action and based on the zone, right? Because we had this little area playing support resistance, but no, we shot right out of it. And that's why this was a clearer setup, right out of this area. And I mean, this is why it's easy. It's simple for me to find setups. I could just wait for this peak, wait for that cross like that. Look, HDMA, DMA, WMA, all crossing. Yep. Sorry, one moment. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and yeah, just look at that. That's beautiful, beautiful. This pair moves so beautiful today. And I'm gonna go ahead and look at my last setup, which was GJ. And this one, oh God, it paid out. I should have I should have left this one open, but when I saw, I actually closed around here on my runner. I was thinking we might get a reversal for New York, something like, you know, maybe in the week and then next week, you know, something like that. But price kept going. I saw a lot of you guys took UJ, and some of you guys took, well, I don't see some of you guys, but I know Emmy took AUDCHF, and they all were kind of similar. So I actually got in this trade pretty early in Asian. I was just waiting for price to retrace, and it was this candle. So I got in at a great price. And let's go ahead and zoom out. So I hope y'all seeing what I see. Big ass W. And it's crazy. I heard people talking about insiders saying pound is going to get strong a couple weeks ago. And I was like, But as you see, we were in downtrend since March. I'm sorry. This shit dropped in May. Second quarter, boom, just tanked. Now what, September, I'm gonna assume? See, all these pairs started moving fourth quarter. So if you look at this like quarters, you know, fourth quarter. Okay, so then we had the first quarter, we just kind of played up here. Second quarter, third quarter, just shot down. Now fourth quarter, we up. And look how price just shot up with a vengeance. That's a big ass signature trade, y'all. Now we're up. Once price shifted out of this, let's go on our 15-minute. So yeah, WMA got tested. We've been in clear uptrend. This was that cross, I say, that shift we look for. Now we're in this uptrend. Let's see. There were buys for so long on this. And what I saw was, I'll tell you why I bought here specifically, opposed to I didn't buy here. And it was because of this right here. So, like I said, price kind of whipsawed on a lot of pairs yesterday. And you see, we're in a clear uptrend, but what it did was come up to gut a lot of these buyers because too many people were buying, you know? So this is where patience comes in, because like I said, this is where the dealer is basically showing their hand to me. And now I could just hope to get in with a good entry. So boom, it came out of here. And this is another textbook type of candlestick, I guess you call it pattern. I like to see price kind of like go into the EMA like this. You saw we have a cross back. So even though this peak happened, we crossed right back. That tells me we're in a clear uptrend. I got into this. I don't think I experienced much drawdown yesterday, but You know, this pair is tough. Like I couldn't get to the DMA because I'm using a 10 pip stop loss. So I was between this, but I didn't have to worry about it. Price literally went 100 plus pips in my direction overnight, broke out at London. So what I did with this position, I actually moved to break even. I'm trying to remember. I actually can't remember where I moved to break even, but I closed one position really early, about, I think it was about 18 pips based on the price action. And the other one, I just left it, right? Because I didn't want this to just give me nothing. And the other one, I left it, and then look what happened. And that 18 pips almost covered my 210 pip stop loss, which was 20 pips total. Okay. So, yeah, I think that's going to be it. Let me see here. Yeah, I'm going to end it there, guys. Appreciate you. Just want to do a review and kind of just talk about the twin entries. Did we have any last questions about twin positions before we get out of here? Sorry, no time to really look at the pairs. Anything about twin positions to ask? Of course, Ian. The twin, let me ask, what are the twins' names? Cash and Money, how about that? Well, I guess we have less than a minute left. So if you have any questions about twin positions, or if you've been mismanaging trades, or you're having this issue where you're not, where like, you know, price keep going against you, go 10 pips in your direction and go against you, and you're like, oh, I should just secure. If you're going through those type of headaches, hit me up. We can kind of talk through the trades, and I can specifically tell you what you need to, what you could tweak to work for you, because it's always going to be something different. All right, peace out.